Hello everyone, Preston here with another video on my channel, Prolix Art, and today we're going to be watching, and I'm going to react and maybe give some tips with PewDiePie. I'm going to be doing reaction of his 100-day challenge. Now, it has been a while since I've last watched PewDiePie. It's been a bit. I think he's slowed down on his posting days, but I do remember watching him with the barrels and Happy Wheels and so on. So it's been a bit, but I got into the art side of YouTube and started watching more about that and keeping that side afterwards. But now maybe I'll get back into watching PewDiePie a little bit more. But I do want to react to him because it's kind of cool to see people that you don't generally see as artists jump into the art scene and see what their improvements are, what happens with their decisions. So with all those introductions done, let's get into the reacting of the video, and maybe I can give you guys some tips while we're going through.
It's hard. Here's a picture I drew when I was 7 years old. It's me and my dad showering. What's the problem? I know what you're thinking. Endless potential in this young artist. The truth is, I always liked drawing. I just never practiced it. So in my last video, I decided to try and practice drawing. I realized this is amazing. I'm having so much fun. And I could compare the result.
That is the key. Honestly, that is a huge key when it comes to art, is that you're having fun being part of the creative process. And I think that is a huge factor about being a creative in general.
Different. So it really made me motivated to keep going, and especially with everyone in the comments being so supportive. Therefore, I continued, and we're at day 100.
It's super cool to see support from the art community for something like this, something along these lines. That's something super important with the art community, and I think that's something really cool about it.
100 days. So let's look at the result. Did we have the same kind of improvement, or have I peaked? Let's check it out. Here we are. I'm so excited because I purposely have not looked at these old ones as well, so we can hopefully experience this together. Just for reference, this is where I started off at day 0, and this is where we left off at day 30. I really didn't like these. I bought these markers or pens to fill in. I thought it would automatically make it better, but it was just really hard. You know, 5 days after I'd done my...
That's a huge part about being an artist, actually, is that you get all these ads and stuff about different products and different tools and stuff, and then you realize, oh, I don't actually like using this, or oh, it's not giving me the vibe that I wanted, or oh, hey, this isn't actually helping me get better as being an artist. And that's really cool that he experienced that, not as a ooh ha ha ha, but like it's kind of a camaraderie, like, yeah, every artist goes through that.
I felt like I just lost sort of what I had gained. Like, I was so mad about it, and I felt like a fraud. Like, oh, did I just trick? Because I couldn't draw anymore. Still, I kept going, and I tried to draw as much as...
That is actually another good point that he brings up that a lot of artists go through, is that there's this kind of like wave. I've talked about this before on one of my other videos, but there's this kind of growth pattern that all artists go through. But there's also this correlation with that is kind of offset with how they see versus their skill levels. And that's another factor that he's experiencing, is that your growth will change with your eyes changing first with your experiences versus your skill.
Slowly gain back my momentum. I draw Momo here because Marcia wanted me to, and she drew Momo as well. I added it to the end. Oh yeah, so my favorite rhythm game is called Tunithum Sun, and they have these characters that are really interesting because they're so detailed and fun and weird. So I really like drawing these, and I feel like I got the proportions decent enough, which I couldn't do before. So yeah, I love drawing these. It's fun to try out different styles. I have not developed my own, and I'm just trying to draw different things that I see and like as much as possible. And that's what everyone told me as well. The best way to improve is draw from reference. So
that's actually what I tell people in my tutorial videos, is to get reference, to draw from reference, draw what you like and enjoy, and that can help you out with improving those skills that you have, is going with that and figuring out your style from drawing what you like, because you like them for a reason. They're not just some random thing that you're going to be enjoying here and there.
Wait, and I felt like they were kind of fun and weird. Had a name. So sad, anime girl. Anyway, I finished the book. I never thought I would. So I bought this new one at a local store, and it was so shitty. Like, the pages are so flimsy. And oh, what's this? New sponsor time.
I'm just gonna skip the ad part. While we're skipping through the ads, I wanted to bring up that it's interesting to see him going through different sketchbooks, because I have hundreds of sketchbooks everywhere, filled out all the way, and yeah, sometimes you get really lucky with some good textures, some good tooth, but other times you lose out, and they're recommended by a lot of artists, and you're like, dang it.
We'll go through this quickly. I started drawing more realistic, less anime, and I drew this one. And my god, I was so proud of it. I loved it.
He should
so
definitely
much.
be proud of this. This is
it,
really
and
cool.
I felt like, yes,
it definitely has a stylization to it.
I liked.
And it's really
cool. It was also kind of in a curse, because I would always compare whatever I drew to the best thing I felt like I drew. And it made me really hate a lot of stuff that I drew that I don't think was that bad. I don't know. Just drawing random stuff I find online on Pinterest and Google. God damn it! I think I was having a bad day.
Hey. I will say is that every artist goes through this. We all have our bad days. I think every person goes through this. We all have our bad days on drawing and seeing how things go. So I give him props for being comfortable enough to show that. I have several sketchbooks where I've just had that. Like, there's several pages where I'm just going through pages. I mean, if you went through my last sketchbook tour, you probably could find a couple of those pages. And yeah, it's crazy. So this is awesome to see that I'm not the only one.
It's interesting because now I look at this and I can immediately tell just like what's way off. The head is too small. It's not really balanced. It's the sort of stuff you automatically pick up when you draw. Yeah, and the eye is way too high up in comparison. You can.
And that is a key factor of why you should draw frequently. I wouldn't say every day, but it's cool that he's trying to draw at least every day or every other day, because he did miss one day. But this is a key factor because it does show that practicing with a purpose and with a goal in mind to improve can help you train your eyes to improve.
Here. But anyway, it's kind of fun to go through this, to be honest.
It's
Spend
so
more
cool.
time
Seeing
on
other
some
people's
than others,
sketchbooks, I love it.
Oh yeah, so I drew with no reference because everyone, like I said, everyone said draw with reference. That's the best way to improve, to study other forms and shapes.
It is.
So I wanted to draw without just to sort of see if I was improving, and definitely felt like I had. So
yeah, drawing from reference and then going to imagination
draw way quicker
is huge
now as well. So I bought this really big one, like a proper art book instead of a sketchbook, and I tore off the first 2 pages.
Really well.
The paper was so smooth, and I wasn't used to it, and it was just so difficult. So no one will know what I drew, but I could actually fit a lot more into one page, which I think was really fun to just look at. Yes, I draw cat girls. Don't judge me.
Everyone
so I try
does.
to do one
sort
of page per day.
Everyone.
Which I really like doing. Try to commit to a more full body, different manga and stuff like that. Like you draw one thing you like that will cost you 10 things you hate.
Happens.
I think I use myself as reference for some of these. I know that's kind of weird. I just needed the...
I do this. Actually, there's probably like a whole folder on my phone of poses that I couldn't get anyone to do that I'm like, I'll just do it. There's poses that I have friends doing of different things to get the right reference. There's, yeah, I got this. See, look, he's able to learn the differences and how to implement them from the poses. Like you can see him adding the circle, his little 2 fingers versus the 1, and showing the differences. It's really cool. That's the key part about references and learning from them and not just tracing.
Wanted to draw? Yeah, and that one too. I don't want to be an anime girl. I just need the reference. Oh yeah, this one in the middle is Marzia. I drew it super quick. I asked her to post for me.
Oh, that's cute.
Kind of bad, but it's fun to draw it. Here we go. So I borrowed one of Marcia's pens, the green one. It was really bad in the beginning, but I used the other end of it, and I think it was just too strong. I never used a marker before, so I wasn't sure how to do it. So I bought my own markers just to kind of try it out, and Obviously, it takes more time to color stuff,
Sure
but
thing. I
I
might have to
really
try those
enjoy
out.
doing it, and
Those
it
are some
sort of
good
makes them
markers.
come to life more. And I was trying out. I drew that one, but I was too scared to actually commit to coloring
And
it, 'cause I thought I
the
would
paper
ruin
holds
it.
the bleed
I
pretty
spent
well.
one day trying to do green, and I try to not waste much time coloring, but then they get really sloppy and bad, so it's difficult.
That is actually what sketchbooks are for. You're supposed to be able to feel creative. You're supposed to be able to experiment. You're supposed to be able to be sloppy and try different things out. And it's really cool that he went. We've seen 2 sketchbooks so far, just straight line art, straight pencil and stuff. And now we're getting into him experimenting with color once a day, or not every day. And this is incredible. This will definitely get his eyes trained for color theory.
Really love. I was trying out different methods of sort of how to make it interesting.
It does
Red
make it
and
interesting.
salmon, I wanted to go through every color I had because I didn't have that many anyway.
It's so cool.
I drew this one and I did it so sloppily that I felt like I could have done that better. So I really tried on this one. It's quite cute. I like it.
Learned from his past and improved for the next one. That's awesome. That's so cool. And it definitely looks like he's getting a better handle and eye for everything. I love this.
We have an anime I watched when I was way younger. I don't remember. It was like a redhead girl with a samurai sword.
Oh.
Did a purple one. These are very anime drawings.
They are.
You know what I mean? But it's fun to see it in front of you. This is my fortune for the year. I got Daikichi, the best fortune. So prosperity and wealth to me this year. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Too scared
Congrats.
to color this one. Oh, my new favorite. I love this one. This is on day 84. This is nice to look at. I think it works. So, but it just took me so many tries. And I was trying different.
Ooh.
Anytime the head is shaped differently, it's like a whole
Look,
different
he's doing
ball
it again.
game
It's
if you're
awesome.
not used to it.
Making reference,
So
all
I drew
that.
from the side for the first time, and as you can see, it took a lot of tries.
Yeah.
But I got there, okay?
And once
There
you
was
get
a
the
painting
3/4 view, you're
I
never
felt
gonna
like
stop.
I just needed more practice with different angles
Ever.
of the
I
head,
don't-
so I
I
tried
don't
to
know
do
why I
as much
can't.
as possible. Yeah, different styles of color.
I really like
It
that
bleeds through the
that yellow
color.
jacket one.
I didn't
Ooh.
like that one. I tried. I just wasn't happy with it. Yeah, still really struggling to be consistent with the different angles of the face. Messed up the eye. I remember liking this one.
I like the colors, yeah.
Started drawing sad anime girls. Aura and what's her name? Kobeni-chan are so expressive. If you know this scene, you know I remember reading it and I was like, I have to draw that. It was a bit sloppy, but it's kind of nice.
It's very
Could have
cute.
done a better job, but hey. So for day 98, I wanted to draw with you guys. So we'll say I realized I never actually drawn anything and recorded it before,
Yes,
so it
this
was a
is-
bit weird. But
recording and
this
drawing
is how
is
I do
definitely
it. I bet
weird.
it's wrong.
Gotta get the
Clearly.
right camera.
'Cause I like to do the eyes first, just because they're the most important, and at least the placement of them. Then I sort of try and figure out where the chin is gonna end up in relation to everything else, and that does not look right. For me as a beginner, this process takes me the most time, but I also think it's the most important. The chin is so difficult. It all
Humans are difficult to draw. Anatomy is difficult to draw, and this is from beginner to pro. It's a challenge, PewDiePie, and I think you're doing really well. You definitely are seeing what you need to fix when you need to fix it, and that's really cool. I don't know if you're using reference for this, but it's really cool that you're able to figure all this stuff out, if without or even with. And yeah, foundations are key, guys. He realizes that getting those foundations in can help you out immensely.
actually decided to change the eyes. I don't remember why. Just felt like they were a bit too messy.
Hey, sometimes you just feel
looks
that way.
better. I also decided to change the body to be front face instead. It just felt more natural. And there we go. That's our first sketch. So I colored in with the pen, added these little frog characters. Now we can erase the scribbles, which makes it look really empty. I wanted to make the hair gray, but I didn't really have many colors, so it was hard to make it work. I tried my best. I feel like the more different tones and shades, the more alive it looks. So I wasn't planning to go this dark, but here we are.
Hey, and that's a value situation when you got the darkest darks and lightest lights. I think this is awesome for what you got so far, man. It's really cool.
And then once I'm done coloring, I like to fill in more with the mark. I don't know what to call it. The pen? The black pen? Just to give it some more something. I wasn't sure whether to commit on the frogs, but I did anyway. Why not? So I colored in the frogs, and I decided to add some splash of green. Just so the 3 colors would show up somewhere on her as well.
That's actually really cool decision making that you decided to do with this piece and this quick sketch. I love this. It's awesome that you're able to go and show all this off. I honestly, seeing your process, and it reminds me of how I used to deal with markers, and I still deal with markers the same way in some aspects with the color picking and ways. I did not try doing markering over or pen inking over my illustration afterwards, so I might have to try that after.
Nice. I added this circle to make it more interesting, but I don't know if it was the best idea, to be honest. But this is the result.
It's awesome.
99, I felt like I could finally more consistently draw different face angles. It didn't take me 600 tries, as you can tell by the lack of eraser. In comparison, at least. And then on day 100, I just wanted to draw, again with you guys, a little bit of Chainsaw Man. Best.
This is a hard skill to do, is actually not only draw and start learning to draw, but also master someone else's style with your drawing. And I think this is huge as a beginner artist, that you're able to do that, and you're starting to catch things with your eye and be able to learn from that. That's really cool.
Easily. So yeah, that concludes my 100-day drawing challenge. I owe a huge thanks to you guys for being so supportive. One of the main reasons I actually decided to keep going, because I wasn't planning to do it. I remember asking Marcia, like, am I just embarrassing myself uploading this video? Like, but everyone was so nice. I hope it doesn't seem like I'm fishing for compliments, but thank you. When I started going to the gym like 7 years ago, I was not in shape at all. But I remember thinking after I'd done it, I was like, well, I've done it once. Now I just got to keep going. And then eventually I'll hit my goal. And I'm kind of keeping the same mentality with drawing, you know? I don't know what my goal is, but all you got to do is keep practicing. That's all it takes. You know, you don't get better unless you actually put in the work, right?
That is really big on him for thinking that, because I honestly felt the same way when it came to my skills as an artist, or when I started working out. And it's definitely, once you start doing it, you can keep doing it. It's definitely a different mentality than most other people that say they want to create. There's definitely people out there that think that artists are gatekeeping, or they're trying to hold back the art community from sharing different aspects of being creative. You can see that in his experiences with the art community, that's not the case when it comes to us gatekeeping. We are super supportive. We always want to help people be creative in a healthy aspect, and that's what this is a very healthy way of creating. This is awesome. He has the great mentality to improve. As an artist, I would probably say maybe set up some milestones, like, hey, maybe I want to practice some fundamentals like shading, lighting. You got some down already, but maybe you want to practice some values and shading with those markers of yours. You could try practicing, a little bit more with hands, get a whole 100 pages of hands, different things like that. These are just ideas for you, PewDiePie. No, you don't have to get them. But I do recommend anyone who wants to do what PewDiePie is doing to do the same, because it could be helpful.
I forgot to do the comparison. So this is where I was at 30 days, and this is where we're at now.
Hey, that's awesome. It looks like he's continuing with the trend. Click 101.
I can tell
that's just
I feel so much more confident drawing now, and I can draw quicker, less attempts, and also just to be able to incorporate color. I hope in a year I can develop my own style more. But we'll see you guys then.
I definitely spent more time this time around than just 10 minutes a day, which is kind of the point, you know? It's just a way to make you set a goal to do something for 10 minutes a day. It's a great way to make you keep going at it. And I was having so much fun doing it anyway.
And that is huge aspect, is that 10 minutes a day is the best you can do, is the best way to improve your art. I think he's handled that goal immensely. It's awesome. I love it.
Whatever goals you have, I believe in you. You can
I
do
believe
it.
in you.
All right. I'll see you guys in the next one.
So that is the end of his video. He does have a NordVPN ad after that whole thing. And, I mean, I'm not sponsored by them yet. The whole situation is that he learned great points about being an artist through that. You know, that improvement is easy. Becoming an artist is just about practice and learning to hone a skill, which that's what art is. And a lot of other aspects. I personally would like to see him do a lot more studies than just faces as an artist, like, you know, hands, feet, armor, shading, textures, but that's just me. But that's also because that's what I'm practicing on right now. And that's one thing that I always expect, is always to practice with a purpose. Yeah, watching this whole video all the way through got me really motivated, and maybe I'm just gonna go do some sketching myself now. Maybe you guys we could, you know, do some sketching like he did around the end of his video. Maybe I can go through my sketching process as well as my sketchbook, and maybe we'll see what happens. I know I've done a lot of like shorts with that, but let me know down in the comments, and I hope you guys all enjoy this. And, you know, I hope if you guys want some tips as well, or PewDiePie sir, if you want some, please subscribe and comment what you guys think I should give tips on, or if I should react to someone else's videos or react to something. Let me know, because this is the first react video as an artist to do. And yeah, I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!